This is the news we've been waiting for.
Oh, I know. I gotta get another beer.
Oh, that's a good time.
I gotta get another beer for this one. This,
And moving on to the main topic.
yeah, exactly. Right.
Level 857 Video Game Podcast.
So, a first-person Resident Evil 8 will release in 2021 with serious departures from other mainline entries. This is a rumor. This is a rumor, by the way. So let me get the sources on this. So, what we're talking about. Let's see.
Serious departures. I hope this is not true.
This is credited to Dusk Golem and verified by VGC. So they point at this release as a big departure. So tell me something. Was Resident Evil 7 not a huge departure from the Resident Evil mainline entry?
I thought that was. Yeah.
That was, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was just a first person Resident Evil 1 pretty much. It was
completely
but it was a
different.
departure.
But Kev, you played that game. You know that was not Resident Evil.
That was a departure.
It was like a first person Resident Evil 1.
There was no people.
Dude,
there was no
what?
family in Resident Evil 1. What are you talking about?
Resident Evil lore was in there besides a handgun and a herb?
Come on, they had Chris Redfield. He made it.
Stop it. Stop it.
Yeah,
Come on, he was in
game.
there.
That was Jerry Seinfeld, dude. That was not Chris Redfield. That was Jerry Seinfeld in the DLC. Stop it.
Where
That was a
are
big
these
change.
zombies gonna go?
There was a shotgun. There was item management. There was get this item to open this door and get this. There was a magnum. There was not really zombies, but there was
person.
It was first. That was the departure. Was the perspective.
Wait.
Okay.
Hold
Other than
on.
that-
Sorry to cut everybody off.
That's it.
You said there was no zombies in the game.
There were
No.
creatures or some
It's
shit.
a Resident Evil game and there's no zombies.
It's like, well, the family in there were kind of like zombies.
They
you know,
were
but they were
not
like,
zombies,
Dude,
man.
you're reaching, man. You're
they were
reaching right now.
superhuman. They're superhuman.
Cut his
It's
feet.
like
Cut Turbo's feet.
Yeah, we're all right, you're gonna be muted right now.
there
No,
are these
it's-
creature
it's-
things that was in there that were kind of like the zombies.
Listen,
they were ferocious.
the
It
big
was pretty crazy.
departure, the biggest departure when it first started was in Resident Evil 4. All right, when you went from the pre-rendered backgrounds, and then you had
Yeah, that
the
was a
the
departure.
fixed
Fixed
camera,
camera.
That was
and then you went from that to full 3D, third-person full 3D.
But
That was good.
But we're talking how would they
was
change? How would they change this to make it a departure from the actual departure that it already was?
Right.
Rather than going back to the original type of game that people seem to enjoy a lot with the remakes.
I would hope that they would see from the success of Resident Evil 2 remake, and they would
That's exactly
go
what
back
I was
to that.
thinking.
That's
what I
a
was thinking.
departure from
That's
going
what-
from 7 to 8. All right, a departure from if they use the term the departure, right? A departure from Resident Evil 7 to Resident Evil 8. To me, I think logically is okay. We're not going to do the first person thing. We're going to go with the third person.
I wouldn't. All right, I'm gonna say this. I wouldn't hate on it too much if this was like a side story. If this was like a spin-off type
Oh,
of
yeah.
thing. If it was a spin-off, you want to do some
Agreed.
Resident Evil first-person stuff, that's fine because there are a lot of people who like the first person.
Agreed.
I can't stand it. It makes me want to fucking puke right now.
No, agreed.
But the fact that Resident Evil 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2 remake, 3 remake, they're all third person, and people love those games. And we've been waiting for a sequel to Resident Evil series. Oh, what's going on with Chris? What's he doing? What's Leon? What's everyone doing? Oh, you don't know because you won't see him because it's going to be first person again. Come on, go fuck yourself. That's fucking terrible,
Nah,
man.
man.
Well,
if
That is straight up. That's ball sack and that's dick cheese.
just like you,
That's what it is.
Going off of what you said, real quick, right before you go, the only other franchise that I can think of that really went off the deep end when it comes to departures is Konami and the Metal Gear series. They fucking went insane.
Castlevania.
Well, Metal Gear, Castlevania.
I got one for you.
You know, you look at a franchise and think about it. So Konami made, and they did a departure.
And which one has been successful?
Exactly.
none of
Metal
them.
Gear Solid Survival. No.
The only one that was sort of successful was the
Castlevania Soul More, yeah.
Lords of Sorrow, right?
They make it a better
Lords of
game.
Sorrow. Was it-
Lords of Sorrow, Lords of Shadow,
Lords of what?
Lords of Shadow.
Lords of Shadow.
He said Lords of Sorrow.
Fuck, I
Yo,
fucked
that's
up
the
the name.
That's gonna be a new one.
Yeah, right. That's probably gonna be the
They're
new
running
one.
out of titles.
Those are the tears that you had
Yeah, exactly.
after you played it.
No, but that fucking game, I couldn't. That was a big departure from the whole franchise. I tried it because it's Castlevania.
Sorrow.
and I could not freaking get into it. I got up to the second boss. I just gave up. I couldn't get myself to play it. And then I
Well-
look at the stats, and it was like the most sold Castlevania. I was like,
Yep.
Yeah, it fucks it up even more.
I was like, I'm at a loss for words. I don't even know what to
Well,
say.
Resident Evil 7 sold quite a bit also.
Yeah, it sold pretty good.
Sure did.
But the thing about
Sure did.
what if the departure was first person or third person, and you can switch between the two?
That's fine.
That's fine.
I'll
So they give
co-sign
that-
on that.
everybody
Give
can be
us
happy
the
with
option.
that.
But you know what? What's scary with that? What game was it that had like it was normally first person?
Oh, Skyrim? Oh no,
Skyrim,
Oblivion.
yeah.
Oblivion.
Oblivion.
And,
Yeah.
but when it's
Sky-
third
yeah.
person, it looked like a piece of paper.
Oh, it was broken.
That shit
Yeah.
was trash. Like that. What game? Have you seen a game where that is first person plus third person where both are like seamless and
They
look
don't.
good?
No.
It's one's fucked or the other one's fucked.
Yeah.
Well, it's because they haven't done both.
Yeah.
Capcom has done both,
Oh, okay.
and they know the engine.
That would be fun. I would not even complain. I'd be like, that's
Come on,
cool.
can't you play Metal Gear Solid 4 first person the whole game if you wanted to?
I think there's a mode in it too. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you can do it.
Didn't they do
right?
that for
It's
the
like
Metal Gear Solid 1 GameCube or no? Or is it just? Did
it had you could use you like. I don't think you can move when you're
When
first
you're shooting.
person,
Oh, when
no.
you're shooting it.
I think you could shoot.
Mm.
Yeah, I
But
don't
since it
think you
uses
can
the same
move.
engine as the Resident Evils that they did with the remake, 7 used the same engine, 8 probably used the same engine, so they can just interchange it with a button hit. How about that?
Why not?
That would be great.
Bruzy on the chat said Fallout 3. Well, I haven't played any of the Fallout.
Was it good?
franchise.
Was it good in Fallout 3? They did it.
Did they do
successful?
a good job, like with the third person and the first person?
It can be done.
Hmm.
If it hasn't done already, it can be done. I don't see why not, because you're gonna divide everyone.
Yeah.
And make people angry like myself, who's a third person guy, and I despise first person games. So it's like, come on, man.
Well,
Well,
I
more
like
rumors.
first person games, but if I played originally a game in third person, I don't want to play it in first person.
Exactly. No, it's
Like,
true. That's
if
true.
you're gonna change the way the whole, like, I started playing it this way, why are you gonna change the way I'm playing the game? Like, it's
Well,
just,
more rumors about how the game is actually going to be is they said it'll feature hallucinations. Who's moving? That sound. Stop moving.
Oh, okay. I was like,
Sorry about that.
You
But hallucinations and insanity
Hallucinations.
segments.
really
oh, like
a hallucination.
spirits and
Okay.
stuff like that, right?
So hallucination, insanity segments, as well as enemies based on mythical creatures such as werewolves.
Whoa.
So this is, like I said, this is not confirmed by any means, y'all. So this may be
I hope they're
fake.
lying about
this
this
may
thing.
be fake. But as far as the hallucinations and stuff, it reminds me of the game that you like. That
Evil Within.
Evil Within.
Reminds me of Evil Within some type
That's
of
what I
way.
started thinking of.
Like that. So if
Well,
they go in a horror direction like that, I'm okay with that. But werewolves is a big
No.
difference. I don't care about werewolves in Resident Evil. That why are you there? No.
No, that's
How about a mutated dog that looks like a wolf? How about something not a werewolf? No. We're talking about zombies and alien type looking things. Not a werewolf.
Yeah, they're man, listen. Like at this point when it comes to Resident Evil, it's tough. It's the 8th sequel. You know, it's like the 8th game. So it's like you do the same thing with zombie, you know, they got the hunters in there, you got like the dogs. It's
Well,
what point is it going to be, all right, this isn't Resident Evil anymore?
Well, according
You know?
to the leaker, Dusk Golem, he said this was originally intended to be the third entry in Resident Evil Revelations.
Okay.
And then they just changed it
Oh,
to transition to the main line. But I was
I
like,
love Revelations.
if it's Revelations, then how are you going to use anybody from
right.
Resident Evil 7?
And why first person? Revelations is not first person. either.
Exactly.
No.
So that's good. That's a good sign.
Seriously.
I hope. Listen, I just hope it's not first person.
I'll tell you right now, I am not optimistic about 8. I'm gonna be honest. I am not optimistic about it. I'm charged to play Resident Evil 3 remake, and I pray to God that they do a Veronica remake because I think that'll be the best Resident Evil in the entire series if they do it the right way.
Yes.
4, leave 4 alone, leave 5 alone, leave 6 alone. Don't touch those ever
Code
again.
Veronica's huge. That's a big game.
It's
Code
it's-
Veronica-
yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, you do it the way
it's
they
going to
did.
take Final Fantasy time.
That's fine.
That's fine. No,
take
I'll
your
be
time.
happy. I'll be
Listen,
happy with
we all got a backlog. We all got a backlog. So
I will
take
be
your
happy
time.
with
But if
that.
you do it that way and somehow incorporate a little co-op in there with
Yes.
Claire and Chris, hey,
Listen,
That'll be fire, man.
by the time that comes out, it'll be only VR. 'Cause every
Stop
game
it, stop
will be
it.
VR by then.
Stop it.
10
No,
years from now,
It'll be streaming only.
you'll be in an actual mansion in the house.
And people the heart people will
Wow.
have heart attacks
Yeah.
left and right playing games, man.
They'll have heart monitors.
including myself.
You have to have a defibrillator like hooked up to your to the
You'll
console.
need that shotgun controller.
Yeah, exactly. Like, all right.
Nah, chill. I'm good.
You know what this reminds me of? And Turbo, you could agree to this. This reminds me of Shining Force, because Shining Force 1, 2, and 3, all strategy role players, and then they went into the real, the real time, like a Zelda game.
Oh yeah, yeah,
And they completely changed similar to kind of how Valkyria did. You know, they went from strategy to, run around slashing people.
They did a good
Hack and
balance.
slash.
Yeah. But like, if you want to do that, I think they should, label that as like a separate series and a spin-off so people know the difference.
Yes.
Because if I'm a Shining Force guy, let me get the next Shining Force. Oh, this shit don't play nothing what I'm used to.
That's just Shining, though.
Yeah.
That's not Shining Force.
Well, that's smart, because if it's Shining
Shining.
Wisdom or whatever, Shining Wisdom didn't play like Shining Force.
Renaissance.
Or Shining the Holy Ark didn't play like Shining Force. Like that, they were different. And
What was the? I don't even remember
the
the
same.
Valkyria game. That was. I forgot the name.
They
of
were
it.
all like, I think handheld. There was
PSP
Nah, it was
version.
like a dynasty. It was like a Dynasty Warriors type game.
Oh, what the fuck was the name of
PSP
it?
version, no?
One of the last ones, right?
Curious something. It
Revolution.
was-
Yes.
Yeah.
That was totally.
Yeah.
different.
Yeah, that was. It's like, y'all need to stop trying to get creative. If you want to do if you want to go away from the strategy role player, label it something different, and that's fine. And Resident Evil should do the same thing, because you think,
Resident Evil Tactics, man.
yeah,
Didn't they come out with something like that
man. Listen, I hope not.
for the Game Boy or something? I thought there was something like
Actually,
that.
I read
Resident Evil
something.
Tactics.
They're doing a Resident Evil board game.
Resident Evil
Yes,
side story.
They're doing a Resident Evil board game. I just read an article today. Yeah, they're working on one.
Yeah,
Really?
But
Bruzy in the chat. Yeah, Shining Force Neo crap. That Shining Force Renaissance crap. Like, they're all crap. All the ones
wow.
that play like that are crap.
yeah, man.
But I mean, if some people, if that's your first Shining Force and you enjoy it, hey, more power to you. But
But it's a side game.
yeah,
So-
it is. It's
Not a
side
mainline
game.
story.
In
But
all-
not a mainline.
To conclude this this story about Resident Evil 8.
Hopefully, it's a rumor.
You
Hopefully
excited?
it's a rumor.
Are you excited about it or no?
Right with all these rumors? No.
Not
You
with
excited
werewolves.
about it?
Not with werewolves.
What about you guys?
No.
If it's first person, I'm not excited about another first
Anybody in the
person
chat, let us
Resident
know you excited about Resident Evil 8. I'm not. Screw that, man. You ain't gonna convert me.
Give me a 4-player version of Resident Evil 6. I'm good.
Oh,
Let's go.
look at you. Look at you
See,
with
look-
your multiplayer.